So I just got done watching Willie Pete's video called Kumbaya Niggas, and I really do think the black race is pretty fucked up, and I take fault in not wising up sooner. But I'm learning to um, to get back on track, because I'll admit I messed up. I was a communications major. And I thought, yeah, getting into the film industry is easy, it's fun. And, it's not a realistic hustle, it's not a realistic um, occupation, because the job, there isn't a lot of jobs out there for you, and it's not a gateway to Hollywood, it's not a, there isn't a lot of, it's a cutthroat industry. And the problem with my school is that, I went to a small school in a small town, and I'm not getting the type of practice that I wanted, or that other schools can offer. And I'm trying to get I'm trying to, like, when I move to Texas, I'm going to go to maybe school again, major in, I want to get into aerospace engineering, or robotics, or aviation engineering. Um, I really want to get into that. I really felt like I have not been challenging myself lately, and that's something I really need to get into. The funny thing with Sarge, when he was debating that woman who was a psychology major, I know a psychology major who's, I know a couple who aren't really doing anything special. You know, I really don't understand what black women expect out of those jobs, especially with black women who major in social work, um, sociology, and psychology. I really, I don't really get what women expect to get out of those jobs. I mean, I'll admit I do see a couple white folks getting into them, but I don't really see what's the draw with black folks. I really wish that we could get into more STEM programs. Um, and that's a fault that I really do beat myself up with it, because I was into STEM. I was into STEM for like a long time. My dad got me into engineering. He gave me a little set. He gave me a little electronic set where you basically you build circuits, and it just looked like a snap-on kit, and you build these little contraptions and simulations. You got a motor. You learn how to use lights and how to alternate sound with speakers and volume, and teach you what's the difference between a resistor, and a capacitor, and all that shit. I really feel mad because I don't know what discouraged me, because I was really easy going to be um into auto mechanics, and I'd probably say the issue was that I did not know how to get into college. I didn't know. I was the first person to go to college in my family, and I just thought, like, based off what I see off movies and off whatever, that, hey, it's basically just, hey, you sign some shit and you're in. I didn't think much about the cost. I just thought, hey, you just, it's expensive, but somehow you're gonna get in college somehow, some way. Um, and I ended up just kind of going to a shitty school with a shitty major. Um, And now I'm scratching my head like, I just kind of messed up my life because now I'm living with regrets and thinking like, at the end of the day, you know, it, it's like, it's not a total loss. I don't think, I wouldn't say the study of communications is worthless. I think I tried to avoid taking those classes where we're talking about how to talk to people. I'd rather learn about media, um, media history, um, how to write a certain way, and how to like do something like flyers and how to conduct and do research papers and shit like that, academic research papers. I would say it, the media classes, that the communication classes did do me some justice. One thing, I really do wish, I really do want to have my own platform to where I can have my own a black media outlet or base to where we can, um, you know, put positive images out there. But that's probably like a lifetime goal. I'm gonna see what I can do with that. But I really do feel like, hey, I need to get my money up with a STEM degree, and then I can, invest in things that are related to having your own media. I was really interested in having like a channel like Dr. Boyce Watkins, um, or just a simple drama, internet drama like you see with Awkward Black Girl and other black YouTubers. Um, I even want to do a little thing with modeling and books. So I really do plan on learning a lot, learning a lot so I can put those goals into tuition. But man, I just really wish that, you know, there was better selections in college that I just wish that black kids were more aware of what, how to maximize their college, um, their degrees or their potential. I really feel like we waste too much time with bullshit, and we waste too much time. Like with my high school generation, we were just worried about, going to college for the girls. We're going to college so we can be in the frats and be in the band, and I want to be in the hottest band of the South, and that was basically the goal. It was nobody was talking about STEM programs or getting a degree that made all these figures. Everybody was just like, just go to college just to go to college. It's like, man, you're you're being a black person or especially a black man going to college. You ain't supposed to be in college. You heard that rhetoric of, you're supposed to be in jail. You're supposed to be a father. You're supposed to be um, dead by the age of 16. And look at you. You're alive and well, and you're already defying the odds. It's like, yeah, to a degree, but it's like, let's be serious and let's open the door wider. We're not defying shit. Even with this day and age, most black people are not majoring in STEM programs. You have, you know, black folks worrying about, you know, you have black folks just wasting their time with meaningless degrees and shit. And we're not capitalizing on advancing the world. We're not capitalizing and physically making a black community. You know, imagine if we had more black engineers or architects. We can have our own black power supply and shit. Have our, we can imagine if we were engineering or making our own. We had like our own glass company. And we put we put these glass, these bullet. Let's say we had like bulletproof glass. for, the Section 8 or poor or crime-ridden areas. And, having bulletproof glass would, save lives. Save lives of people getting killed by stray bullets from drive-bys and random shootings and accidental shootings and shit like that. You know, that would be cool. Imagine if we had a black, imagine if we had our own black water supply. I feel like what the issue is that a lot of black folks are not thinking ahead. We're too worried about multiculturalism. We're too worried about moving into a white patriarchy or moving into a white multicultural community and feeling like, oh, we're wanted. We just have to work hard for it. I really feel like with this liberalism and all this kumbaya shit has weakened black folks into worrying about trivial issues like gay issues and we're worrying about nonsense. And I really do think the black race is dead. It's been dead, but I just can't imagine it getting any better because we have no interest in improvement. We're just worried about little shit. We're just worried about you know, things that really don't matter. You know, how many black folks are having conversations like the one I'm having? You know, you have more dumb hoes talking about why it's important to have fathers in their kids' lives, even though, yes, it's true, we do need fathers in their lives. I'm not knocking that. Every child needs a father. But why is that the main issue that we're talking about? Shouldn't we be talking about, you know, let's, let's reduce our sexual activities. Let's focus on something else. Let's focus on really building a black community rather than just saying, oh, well, we need fathers. And, my thing is like, what's the point of having fathers if they're not going to be builders or they're not going to be positive influences? I'm not giving the award or the certificate of attendance to some Negro just because of why he showed up. I still kind of get a cringe when I see black fathers who really don't have anything to offer their kids. They're just there. But speaking of fathers, I have to call my dad real quick because I missed two of his calls and I know he gets antsy about it. So I need to call him real quick.